What's up, everybody? This is Tanner from TanmanBaseballFan.com. It has been a long time, I think, since I've shown my face on camera. And today actually kind of marks a pretty special day, which is kind of fun. So I want to get into it in a little bit here. But so I'm going to kind of preface this by, first of all, I don't know if you see this or not, but I'm wearing a hoodie. You guys, I'm like really excited because hoodie weather is upon us. You know, it's we still got a lot of summer to suffer through here in Houston. But I don't know if you can hear it on the camera. It is raining. It's supposed to rain for the rest of the week. Sunsets are now sub 8 p.m. and the weatherman said that we might not have another 100+ degree weather high for the rest of 2022. So a lot of things to celebrate today. But for today in particular, August 19th, there's something that's really kind of cool. So I'll get into that in a second. So first of all, you know, I've talked about these before. They're sporting news supplements. It's from 1909 to 1913, I think is what it was. Sporting News put out these M101-2 supplements. And they're close to about 8 by 10-ish, and the photos are just gorgeous. And so the way they would do it, if I remember correctly, is they would put in these sepia type photos or supplements in the issues of Sporting News like every other week from 1909 to 1913. So if I recall correctly, you know, they'll be dated like a certain date, and then that piece would only be available for that one day in that issue. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so here's one of them. This was issued, it looks like March 17th, 1910. And this is just an iconic shot. It's PSA graded of the 1909 World Series. So this photo was taken, or this issue was issued months after the 1909 World Series. An iconic piece. You have Honus Wagner and Ty Cobb. This is almost like a passing of the torch. So Honus Wagner got the better of Honus Wagner and the Pirates got the better of Cobb in the Tigers for that World Series, but it was almost like a passing of the torch situation where Cobb really kind of started to shine after this. So it was really kind of a neat piece, and I just fell in love with it. So let me tell you kind of a few things why I love these. So the photo, like the actual players, they're very sharp and they look great, right? But look at the background. It's just very kind of a hauntingly beautiful kind of background there where it's all faded, and I just love that. I think that's just an incredible display piece. So, and that's not what this video is about, by the way, but I just wanted to kind of preface what this is about by talking about these M101-2s. They are really nice display pieces. They're 8 by 10. They, as you can see, they kind of fill up a nice little cubby there. And yeah, I mean, it's just a really nice piece to look at. I've got the Shows Joe Jackson and Walter Johnson as well. And kind of a fun thing is at auction, I saw the entire set for sale and I lost out, and I was so bummed about it. Like, I loved almost all of them, but the three that I really wanted were the Shields Joe Jackson, the Walter Johnson, and this one here. And, you know, they go for really good money nowadays, but what was kind of fun is the guy that, I guess it's actually the company that ended up buying the entire set, broke them up and put them on eBay. And I saw one of them pop up on eBay. I go, oh, hey, and I wrote him, can I buy these three from you? And we end up doing a deal. And so, you know, the rest is history, but I'm super happy about that. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you. Okay, so let me hop back on camera and tell you a little bit about what this video is really about. So the M101-2s, obviously they're beautiful. Obviously, I love them. They're just really cool display pieces. They're oversized. And that was probably the first time I really started falling in love with oversized pieces as display pieces. And I think this really started with me wanting to, like you see over my shoulder here, my Conseco cards and everything. I love displaying now. They're like, it's my favorite thing to do when it comes to cards. I'm not really somebody who likes to have my cards thrown in a box, though I do like a little bit of surprises in boxes so I can come out and you know, put them out and, you know, look through them and remember things instead of always having them in your face. So I think it's a good mix. But I have fallen in love with displaying pieces. And so I have found that what I really love are the bigger pieces. They're nice conversation pieces. They are easily viewed. And so like in baseball cards, you know, especially if they're like tobacco cards, they're like this small, you know, they're really small. But when you have an 8x10, you can like sit back and you can really kind of enjoy them. So all that to say, as much as I loved the M101-2s, I actually did some research. And by the way, like the past handful of years have really been kind of like a fact-finding mission for me when it comes to vintage. I have learned so much by researching, and I have loved every second of it, learning about the game and the hobby from the 19th century, turn of the century, even early, you know, like early 20th. And I've just fallen in love with everything about it, the cards and, you know, specific cards mainly, but there's just something about them that that newer cards can't quite get to, if that makes sense. And I feel like a lot of times it's kind of sad, but like everybody is all into the newer cards, the latest and greatest, and the Mike Trouts and the Sotos and the Acuñas and all that. But like, man, like vintage is where it's at, which by the way, nobody apparently told the vintage market that the sports card market was supposed to soften or softening, because like the auction houses have been going crazy as far as vintage stuff goes recently. The last one at Robert Edwards auction is just went nuts. I mean, absolutely nutty. So it's kind of fun to see that. Wish I could buy more, but you know, I'm glad for what I have at least. But anyway, so back to these sporting news supplements. I actually, during learning about all this stuff, I found out that the M101-2 was actually you know, basically a second set or whatever you could call it. So because Sporting News did another supplement release about a decade prior, is the M101-1, and I believe they're slightly larger, very rare, like significantly rarer. And I remember hearing that there's like a Napoleon Lajoie in there, and if you don't know about Lajoie, do a search. He was a phenomenal player. Cleveland called the entire team the Naps because of him for a while, and he was just beloved by, you know, players and fans alike and everything. So he was something. He was an incredible player. But anyway, so I heard about this this Lajoie from this M101-1 release, and I go, man, I couldn't imagine even, you know, seeing something like that in person. The M101-2s are pretty rare. The M101-1s from a decade prior, way rare. And so that's kind of where we're heading to on this video. I remember probably, I think about a couple of years ago, if I remember, I was scrolling on Facebook and somebody posted an M101-1. And I looked, I go, oh man, I can't believe this guy has an M101-1. And I stopped, I go, wait a second. Who is that? That looks like a really young Honus Wagner. What on earth? And so I stopped and I studied it, and my jaw just dropped. I go, I didn't even know this thing existed. And I looked at the date. It was August 19th, 1899. So that's today, you know, 123 years ago. And I go, oh my gosh, like I was beyond shocked that there was even a piece of Honus Wagner that was released from, you know, the 19th century. Because what's kind of interesting and fun to me about this piece is that it takes the 19th century baseball, and we have King Kelly, Cap Anson, all those guys, right? And it's almost like it bridges the gap from those guys to the newer guys, right? So you think of newer guys as like Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner, Christy Mathewson, Walter Johnson. And so obviously they're like super old also, but there's a significant gap between the two. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something different about Honus Wagner than there is King Kelly. But to see that Honus Wagner had a piece, his rookie, by the way, was from the 19th century in 1899. There's something that just gets me right there. And I'm like, man, that's incredible. So I reached out to the owner, and I go, man, I just got to tell you, that thing is incredible. It is an insane piece. I mean, like you know, my jaw is on the ground, and I have no idea how much it was worth. I didn't know if it was, you know, worth 100,000 or a million or, $10 billion. I don't know, whatever it was. But I just reached out to him and I said, man, that's an incredible piece. Are you selling by any chance? And he actually said he was. And so I think we took about a week or two of negotiations. And long story short, this piece ended up in my collection. I've talked about this on and off over the past year and a half, because number one, it's an Honus Wagner piece. His rookie. It's actually, it says it's his name's John Wagner on the front, which is fun. And I'll actually show it to you so that way you can see it while I'm talking about it. All right, guys, here it is. An incredible piece. This is the piece that got me to drop my jaw. And the problem is, unfortunately, when it comes to a piece that's this rare, because this is way rarer than the T206, by the way. It predates it by about 10 years. And you take a look up here, supplement to the Sporting News, St. Louis, Missouri, August 19th, 1899. And I think, if I remember correctly, and it says John Wagner, third baseman in Louisville, 1899. That's actually a scratch on the case itself. Phenomenal condition, just incredible condition. It's really, really, really nice. Presents beautifully. And so the problem is when you have something like this, nobody knows about it because it's so rare. Like, I think there's probably 7 that I've ever seen. And whenever one comes up, most of those, by the way, I think are ripped halfway or have pieces, significant chunks taken out. Whenever one does show up, it typically ends up being one of the 7 that you've seen previously. This is only offered for one day, as far as I know, in Sporting News. So August 19th, 1899, and that's it. So, this is, this is considered Wagner's rookie. Now, his rookie card, because it's, bigger, but yeah, it's considered his rookie. And you take a look how young he looks there. I mean, just a really fun piece. And plus, he's in a suit and tie, and just everything is just so cool about this piece. And it's a really neat conversation piece, obviously. Yeah, because of the presentation and how big it is. I mean, it's just, it has a presence. It has a big presence. So anyways, this piece turns 123 years old today. And I think that's one of the main things I love about this. Not one of the main things, but one of the things I love about it is that it's literally dated right there. So that's really kind of fun. So I can actually, kind of put it on the calendar. So anyways, there it is, guys. I wanted to, kind of show this once again. I'll probably do this every year because I love that it has the date and everything. And we can actually, put a little give a little birthday. Maybe this will give me a reason to have a piece of cake or something today. I don't know. But anyways, there it is, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this. And thanks as always for watching. And I hope y'all have a great day.